All right, next matter will be Wood Feulner 073017131. Except we're missing Ms. Tarbell.
Oh, she's on the Zoom. Yes.
Okay, there you are, Ms. Tarbell. Thank you. Okay. Ms. Wood, can you hear us?
I can barely hear you. I'm in the lobby of the library right now. There's a lot of in and out. My internet's a little shoddy. And I'd love to travel into town today to come into court if you would allow me to do that during a recess or something.
I don't have any other recesses planned. What library are you located at?
I'm at the Lacey Timberland Library. I've been giving depositions. Today was my fourth scheduled deposition, and so I had the privacy room booked, but it's now with somebody else. And
yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of waiting or requiring I don't think it's appropriate to require the parties to wait, because you're talking what a good, imagine base traffic at this time of day. I would be thrilled if we could get you here by 4, but I'm not even sure that's possible. Mr. Feulner, you can come on up. You can come to the bar or sit at the table, whichever you prefer. So, Ms. Wood, as much as I would, I practice accommodation, it's just not an accommodation I can give you today. You were set for 1:30 today, and so we're going to proceed.
got it. Thank you.
I was going to start with Ms. Tarbell into the motion, but are there any preliminary matters we need to discuss?
There are.
Okay, what are those, Ms. Wood?
Well, I've got several. One is that I got called by the police for distributing pornography yesterday because I served Mr. Feulner with an email that had a picture of my daughter's derriere, I guess. And it was in a document, and I'm guessing, I'm not sure, but he was disappointed that there was a photograph in the document, and he decided to call the police and make a police report against me as a pornographic distribution person. And I don't know why you can't see me. I thought my video would be on, but here it is. Pardon me. So I'm pretty disappointed because I'm here. I feel like I'm doing a good faith effort, and I'm uncovering tons and tons of very concerning crimes against my daughter. Recently, I'm uncovering lots of stuff that Nancy Tarbell, Harry Stevens, and Mr. Feulner, her father, really need to know about. And I'm getting called by the police saying that I'm a pornography person, and I'm feeling retaliated against, and I need more time. I need more time to collect and respond to Nancy Tarbell's action today. So that would be a second objection to her shortened time. And based on, when I do travel in to shorten time myself, I'm told that I can't because it's not an emergency and that it's inconvenient. And I also come in every time I come in to talk to a lawyer, an ex parte, I'm told that you can't, no one else can speak to me but Carrie Stevens can come in and get a shortened time or do whatever she does with another judge. And so I'm not feeling accommodated. And so I have those objections, and I have more. But yeah, those are the first two. Like I said, I'm just scrambling to keep up with Nancy's thing because I'm doing all these depositions. And so I'm a little disorganized. And so I hope that you can let me look at my paperwork and get organized. But those are the first two for sure. I'm really feeling, you can't believe that how I felt when, after sending a because I'm required to notify Mr. Feulner, whether he got it, in the U.S. Postal or by his email. I am not a pornographic person. And so that just is going to really throw a wrench in my process of all this really important work for my daughter that I'm doing for Mr. Feulner. I'm working for Tarbell. I'm working for Carrie Stevens, and I'm doing a great job. But you know, when I'm being accused of distributing pornography, that takes the cake. I'm feeling retaliated against bad.
I'm not sure what I can do about that. Is any law enforcement reporting would be outside of the scope of the family law matter? What do you?
Well,
I can acknowledge your feelings, but what else are you asking me to do? Because I didn't hear any requests.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate you asking. I would ask for more time. I would ask for a continuance because I'm doing, you know, I'm
a continuance of what?
A continuance on the whole trial. If I'm going to have a barrage of of accusations that I'm a pornographic person distributing pornography for doing my legal duty to serve everybody what I'm serving or what I'm filing, then that takes time and energy and attention away from the real issues here. So I would ask for more time.
Okay, let's address the request for a continuance. And I don't need to hear from the other parties. We just addressed this last week. And Ms. Feulner, you did such a fabulous job communicating how concerned you are about your daughter and how emergent the situation is, that I denied the continuance last week. And I haven't changed my position on this. Like you said, there are so many issues that really require a close look for your daughter, for her safety, that I just don't feel comfortable setting this over.
Okay.
And the issue of your concern about being accused, you've already addressed that. It took you just a few minutes to do that. And so I don't see that it would disrupt your preparation to address that issue.
Okay.
So let's bring up another concern. When Ms. Stevens went to ex parte to obtain an order to show or shorten time, Ms. Stevens had a sense of urgency because there was a discovery request upon the party's 16-year-old, not yet 17, right? 17 in June. And Ms. Stevens was concerned about the effect that discovery process was going to have on the child and what I took it as the relationship between mom and daughter that we are struggling to repair.
Yes, ma'am.
So because of the urgent nature of that, Ms. Stevens was given a order shortening time to address that issue. Now, my understanding, Ms. Wood, when you went to court to seek an ex parte order, it was on a discovery issue from a police report that was 14 years old.
Yeah, I've been there several times for different things that I felt were very emergent and over the past 10 months. But yes, that was the latest one I was in. And as a matter of fact, they told me that they would carry it over to you. And so we even discussed it during the trial, during the hearing last time. And I had to come back up. I mean, I didn't have to, but I came back up because I'd forgot. I know we addressed it, but then there was nothing on it that we decided or that you decided. And so I didn't know.
And then I want to talk about this because we did address that issue regarding the police reports and your requested order to show cause. And that was listed as an issue that we needed to resolve. Well, then we got talking about the other motions that were before us, the other issues that were before us. And you started packing up during our hearing. In fact, at one point I said, well, okay, now I can understand that this is a lot. And I made a comment, I don't have it memorized what I said, but basically I said I was going to stop because it was clear that it wasn't going to be helpful at that point. And you, Ms. Wood, decided to go. So
no.
a year later, well, you left the courtroom. without addressing that issue. And I did give everyone an opportunity before we ended the hearing to bring up anything else they wanted to talk about. And I understand, Ms. Wood, that you did not elect to exercise that opportunity, so the hearing was ended. And then I did get word that you wanted to bring it up again, but at that point everyone had left, and I was in a settlement conference. I had other court duties assigned. So my perspective was we had moved on to other things, and you elected not to address that issue last week. So it's still an issue that you can address. You just have to note of the hearing was noticed to all parties, including the law enforcement agency that you are seeking to have found in contempt.
And when I note that up, because I take it into, it has to be noted to you, and I can't shorten time, or I can't ex parte that, or could I possibly ex parte it to you?
No, you cannot. There is no ex parte to me. You have to appear on the ex parte calendar. I have ex parte on a rotational basis, and
okay.
I go where the court scheduler tells me to go. So I don't have a pre-planned rotational schedule on that. And also the law enforcement agencies, the sheriff's office and Washington State Patrol that you're seeking to have found in contempt, they must be served with your motion seeking an order to show cause. So it's not appropriate to have that matter heard on an exigent basis.
With a show cause, certainly, and I had served them electronically, but I did go into ex parte. So you're saying no ex parte on that?
No, and no electronic service on that either.
Okay.
I believe the order to show cause rules require personal service.
And I was going to do that after the ex parte if I could get, but okay, I don't know. Thank you.
Okay, so I think that concludes your initial objections. Did I miss anything?
Yana, may I make a suggestion?
Yes.
I believe, and I apologize, I don't know Layla's last name, but she's in the civil department of the prosecuting attorney's office. She may be willing to accept service on behalf of the county employees if Ms. Wood wanted to contact her.
Well, that's up to Ms. Carlson to communicate with Ms. Wood if she chooses to do that. Yeah, I have no information about that. All right. Anything else, Ms. Wood?
Probably. I have to. I've just came out of an appointment, and I'm. Oh yeah. Okay. So that was my other objection, that I need 90 days. I'd like 90 days. I'd like more time, but you're saying you're not going to do that. So thank you.
Yeah. Last week you were ready to go. That was the end of our conversation, and I understand you're in depositions, and that's probably an intense process, but your safety of your daughter is paramount.
Oh, Your Honor, there is that thing. We talked about this my last objection, or my first, it would be the order was missing our reunification therapy in there. I know that you said you would do that ASAP, and I'm really looking forward to that. That made my heart jump out of my body. I'm super excited about that. And
Right.
So can I have an order? Will you write that order? Because I didn't see it in the order that Ms. Stevens wrote.
Yeah, I drafted the order from the last hearing. I sent it out to the parties. I neglected to bring it today. It does reflect that reunification
Okay.
shall be ordered. I was contemplating Suzanne Dirks as an appropriate person. I have not verified with her yet whether or not she is available on this matter.
Okay.
So if we can, even though I'm going to be on vacation, if we can set that for next Friday, I will be able to be in Wi-Fi contact next
Just
Friday.
entry of that work.
Yes.
Yes. Or Ms. Wood, you can draft it. It's up to you.
I don't want to. I'm super. Do you mean draft an order? Did you say?
Yep.
I'm doing all these all this discovery right now.
I'm giving you the option if you wish to exercise it.
Well, I appreciate you. Well, okay, I'll take it.
Okay. Then you can circulate that to all the parties. We'll have on for entry of order next Friday at 1:30.
But will you please repeat that? Because I couldn't listen that well to what you said. Friday? There's another thing happening Friday?
Right, for entry of order. And that would be May 3rd at 1:30, Department Number 2. And Ms. Stevens, you are excused from an in-person appearance. You may appear by Zoom.
Thank you.
And thank you for interrupting your vacation.
I'm sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. You said to Miss Stevens that or Miss Tarbell doesn't have to be there in person, and there's something in departmental at 1:30. I'm having a hard time picking up everything you're saying. I really apologize.
I did not address Ms. Tarbell. I addressed Ms. Stevens.
Okay.
Stevens' authority to appear at the next hearing by Zoom. Because she
Okay.
And I thanked her for interrupting her vacation to handle this next Friday.
Wow. Thank you. And then can you tell me that you're saying that this is for the reunification therapy that requires a hearing?
It was for entry of orders.
I see. And that requires a hearing.
No, it doesn't. The parties can read order ahead of time, but a backup is a hearing set for the 3rd to make sure that gets entered. I also want to make a record that there should be no recording of these proceedings. No one has given any consent to record these proceedings, and in Washington state law, consent is required before recordings can occur. And there's also rules in place in our state that provides that there is one record of the proceedings, and that is the only authorized record, the one that the clerk maintains. So everyone is on notice for this hearing and any future hearings. Recordings are not authorized.
Your Honor, may I state that I have never recorded a hearing. I've always honored the signs that say no recording inside the courtroom. I've never done that. There was a kerfluffle on Friday when I recorded inside the courthouse hallway and the clerk's office, but I have never, ever recorded this digitally or any other way or anything else that's against the rules. So I thank you for that. And I haven't done that, and I don't plan to do so.
Can we move on to Ms. Tarbell's motion? All right, Ms. Tarbell, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a preliminary matter on this. On Monday, I discovered that I believe Ms. Wood had been trying to file something under seal that did include a picture of a naked person's backside. It was attached to, I think, her response to the guarding ad litem report. And there were some other pictures too. I think she tried to file it under seal, but it's not filed under seal. It's available in Odyssey. So
and that the issue you brought up in your notification that was filed, I think April 23rd.
Yeah. All I was doing, and I think there's general agreement on it, was asking the court. It wasn't my filing, but I believe it's appropriate to bring it to the court's attention and ask the court to nunc pro tunc make that sealed.
Anyone have any objection to that request?
No objection.
So that is granted.
Thank you. Moving on to.
Before we move on, let me confirm with the clerk.
Excuse me, I object. As a member of the press.
Okay. So let's address that. I'm not sure that this would fall under a bone club analysis